When you think of polarizing prospects, pulling the fantasy community apart, you probably don't think of Heisman winners who put up over 1,600 yards and 20 touchdowns. But that's what we're with DeVonta Smith. Why is he so polarizing? Let's talk it out in this fantasy intervention quick shot.
All right, who wants a shot? Quick shots.
All right, we're going to get a little nerdy because DeVonta Smith, for all of his astronomical production, would be an outlier if he became a fantasy wide receiver one. Specifically, I want to talk about 3 metrics for NFL success, of which Smith falls far below what we usually see from prospects that grade out to be NFL studs. The first is body mass index, or BMI. In other words, that's how thick, with as many C's as you want to put, you are based on your height. And among the 30 players who posted a fantasy wide receiver one season in the last 5 years, the average BMI at wide receiver is 27.1. And it's a pretty tight range. Other than bad A.J. Brown, the thickest boy in the whole damn town, and his 31.8, all the other wide receivers in the sample were roughly between 25 and 29. Smith, however, is thin with 2 ends. His BMI of 23.1 would require about 12 or 15 more pounds just to hit the bottom edge of the sample. Another area where Smith falls behind is his breakout age. That's the age of a wide receiver when they first get 20% or more of his team's yards and touchdowns. And it's proven to be very predictive of success at the next level. Of the 30 wide receiver ones that we talked about, only 4 had a breakout age below the 50th percentile, which is 20.5. That's Julian Edelman, who played quarterback in college, Tyreek Hill, who had to transfer twice and played at 3 different colleges, Calvin Ridley, who hit in his first season, but graduated late out of high school, so he couldn't have had a lower breakout age, and Michael Thomas, the only outlier without extenuating circumstances. Now, Smith's breakout age was 20.8. It would be the second worst recorded of this sample behind Thomas, and the worst among top prospects in the 2021 class. So based on this, Smith would be a major outlier. The only other wide receiver ones in these last 5 years that performed below the 25th percentile in both BMI and breakout age are Will Fuller and Calvin Ridley, but they both outperformed Smith. So what's the good for Smith? Well, he produced a lot. In fact, this leads me to metric number 3, dominator rating, the percentage of a team's receiving yards and touchdowns a player accounts for. Smith posted a 46.6% dominator, which would rank 4th of all those wide receiver ones the last 5 years. And when you adjust for age, he still ranks 8th. His production was that good. So where does that leave us? Well, I'd say this. If you can't find a comparable player among the elite company you're hoping Smith joins, there is probably a reason for that. But there are no rules without exceptions. And if a player like Smith produced to such an epic degree despite these physical limitations this year, it's possible he'll keep melting faces in the show. Now, while I acknowledge that upside, Smith checks in right now as my wide receiver 5 in this class. And if you take him higher, you're playing a riskier game than you might think. Signing off, this is Jakob Sanderson with my first Fantasy Intervention Quick Shot. So follow the team over at Join Our Circle and myself at FF_RTDB. Thanks a lot.